14. If 5x plus 3y equals 12 and 4x minus 5y equals 17, what is y? Okay, so that's the question and it's multiple choice. Guys, these answers look kind of different. A and B both just have like a single number, and C and D are ordered pairs. Well, guys, when they say what is y, they don't want the whole ordered pair, do they? They want to know just what is that y equal to. So if that's the case, I know right away it can't be C or D. Just good test taking skills tells me it has to be A or B, so I'm down to a 50% chance. Now, we've got our two methods, not our two methods, but we've got our two systems here, our equation. I can't talk. We've got our two equations that make a system. The first one is this 5x plus 3y equals 12, and the next one is 4x minus 5y equals 17. You get to solve them however you want to. Guys, I feel like I've been doing elimination method a lot, but these are both x plus y. I don't really want to solve them for y. I could solve them for y and then graph it. I could do substitution, but are any of these variables easy to get alone? None of them are easy to get alone, so I really don't want to do substitution. Let's do this one by graphing just to kind of refresh your memory. Guys, if I have to solve it by graphing, okay? If I have to solve it by graphing, I'm going to solve both of these equations for y. Because once I solve them for y, I can use my calculator. So in the first equation, to solve it for y, I'm going to minus 5x. That gets me 3y equals negative 5x plus 12. Then I'm going to divide by 3. So that gets me y is equal to. Now, if you need to, you can pull your calculator out. Let me slide that over. And you can type in negative 5 divided by 3. Because, guys, don't I right here have to do negative 5x divided by 3? Yeah, but I don't want to deal with that decimal. So this is where I'm going to hit math, and then fraction, enter, or math, enter, enter. And it gives me negative 5/3 x. Now, 12 divided by 3, that's going to give me a plus 4. Okay, so I got my first equation. Well, then I come over and I solve the next one for y. So I'm solving both of them for y because I'm using the graphing method. So if I'm going to solve this one for y, I'm going to minus 4x from each side. That gets me negative 5y equals negative 4x plus 17. Now to solve for y, I'm coming back. I need to get rid of timesing by negative 5, so I'm going to divide by negative 5. That's going to get me y is equal to, I've got to do negative 4x divided by negative 5. So in my calculator, I'm typing in negative 4 divided by negative 5. This time it gives me a decimal. Guys, you can leave it as 0.8x, or you can go to math, enter, enter. And it's going to turn it into 4/5 x. Now, 17 divided by negative 5. Okay. So if I'm doing 17 divided by negative 5, that's negative 3.4. So guys, you can leave it as that decimal since it actually ends, or I can turn it into negative 17/5. Now, we did all that so that we could solve them for y, so that I can take these two equations and plug them in the calculator. I'm going to go into y equals, clear out everything that's in there, and I'm going to type in the first equation is negative 5/3 x plus 4. And then the next equation is 4/5 x minus 17/5. Now, this would be a good example of why I don't like graphing method, because guys, negative 17/5, if you had to graph this by hand, that is a nasty y-intercept to graph. But if we've got the calculator, we can just say graph, and it should, here in a second, graph the equation of those two lines. Not the equation, but the picture. And I'm actually going to pull the picture over and kind of supersize it for us. If it'll do that. And it may not do that on this screen. Let me try one more time. Nope, it's not going to do that for me. Guys, if I want to count to this ordered pair right here, isn't it over 3 and then down a little bit? So the y value is how far down it would be. Well, yeah, that y value is right here at -1. So I know my answer is going to be A. Now, I want to try to refresh your memory. Do you guys remember when we graphed two lines and then we went to second calc? So I went to second calc and then we said, where do they intersect? We hit the option 5. And then we had all these question marks, and this is where we said enter, enter, enter. And it right there, guys, it says x is 3 and y is -1. So it gives us the answer. Guys, that was second calc. Hit number 5. And then you do enter, enter, enter. And it gives you the answer. Anywhere on this test, if you can solve for y, you can type them into y equals second calc. Where do they intersect? Enter, enter, enter. And right there's your answer, guys.